Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're slicing into something you probably see all the time. On toast, in salads.
Avocados.
Exactly. Often called a health superstar, right? Like a green cornerstone of healthy eating.
That's the common view for sure.
But we looked into this popular food, and our mission today is to go beyond the hype. Give you the complete picture.
Because there are some surprising things. Unexpected downsides, maybe?
Definitely some unexpected points to consider. And also an incredibly valuable part that honestly most of us just toss out without a second thought. So by the end of this deep dive, you should have a much fuller understanding, help you make, truly informed choices.
Sounds good.
Let's start with what's widely known maybe, or perhaps not fully appreciated. Beyond just healthy fat, what's at the core of the avocado, nutritionally speaking?
Okay, yeah. It's definitely more nuanced than just healthy fat. It's got a really complex profile. Things working together in pretty fascinating ways.
Like what specifically?
Well, take the fats. A single medium avocado has nearly 20 grams of monounsaturated fats.
The good kind, like an olive oil.
Precisely. Same type. They've been studied for ages. They play a role in lowering LDL, that's the bad cholesterol, and they help maintain or even raise HDL, the good kind.
And that's good for more than just cholesterol.
Oh, absolutely. These fats are fundamental for brain function too. Think cell membranes, neurotransmitter activity, and the main fatty acid, oleic acid, is noted for helping reduce inflammation markers.
Inflammation?
Yeah.
So that could link to things like joint health, mental clarity maybe?
That's the connection some make, yeah. Improved joint comfort, maybe sharper thinking. It's all tied into reducing that underlying inflammation.
Okay, so the type of fat really matters. What about fiber? That's always key.
Vital. And avocados deliver quite a bit, around 14 grams in one fruit.
That's significant.
It is, and it's a good balance too. You get soluble fiber, which feeds your good gut bacteria, and insoluble fiber, which, helps with digestive movement, regularity.
And the benefit of that combo.
Helps stabilize blood sugar after meals. Plus, it really contributes to feeling full, satisfied.
Yeah.
Which can, help manage appetite.
Right. And potassium, I hear they're loaded.
They are, more so than many people realize. About 975 milligrams per fruit. That's actually more than a banana.
Really? More than a banana?
Yep. And potassium kind of works with sodium to regulate blood pressure. The thing is, most people probably don't get nearly enough potassium in their regular diet.
What else? Vitamins.
You bet. Important ones like vitamin K, good for bone health, blood clotting, and vitamin C and E.
Antioxidants, right.
Powerful antioxidants, yeah. Protecting your cells from damage. So it's a pretty well-rounded package just in the flesh itself.
Okay, now here's something that really caught my eye. The way avocados affect how you absorb nutrients from other foods you eat with them.
Yes. This is where those healthy fats play another sort of unsung role.
How does that work?
Eating avocados with other foods can dramatically increase your absorption of certain vitamins from those other foods, specifically the fat-soluble ones.
Like vitamins A, D, E, K.
Exactly. So imagine you add avocado to a salad with leafy greens, carrots, tomatoes.
My usual lunch.
Right. The healthy fats in the avocado help your body pull out way more of the carotenoids. Right. Those are precursors to vitamin A from the vegetables. We're talking maybe 3 to 5 times more absorption compared to eating that same salad without the avocado.
3 to 5 times. That's huge.
It is. It's like the avocado fats act as a shuttle, helping you unlock significantly more nutritional value from the other healthy things on your plate.
That's genuinely powerful. It makes the avocado almost like a nutritional catalyst.
That's a good way to put it.
Can you expand just a bit on that HDL cleaning crew idea you mentioned earlier? And how vitamin C and E work together?
Sure. So the monounsaturated fats help your body maintain or increase HDL cholesterol. Think of HDL like a little cleaning crew moving through your bloodstream.
Okay.
It picks up excess cholesterol, like plaque building up on artery walls, and carries it back to the liver to be dealt with, removed.
And this actually makes a difference.
Studies that tracked people adding avocados regularly showed measurable improvements in their cholesterol profiles, sometimes quite quickly, like within a few weeks.
Impressive. And the vitamin C and E synergy.
Right. So vitamin E is a major antioxidant, especially good at protecting cell membranes. Vitamin C is another antioxidant, but it also helps regenerate vitamin E after it's done its job. Plus, C is crucial for making collagen, for skin health.
So they boost each other.
They work together. This combo helps protect skin, maybe even from UV damage, and they also play a role in reducing inflammation inside blood vessels. That's likely part of the reason regular avocado consumption is linked to a lower risk of heart disease.
Okay, so the flesh is clearly packed with benefits, some quite surprising like that absorption boost. But you hinted earlier, there's a part most people just throw out.
That's right. While the flesh gets all the glory, what we've talked about is just, well, one part of the story. There's this other piece most people handle for maybe 5 seconds before it hits the bin.
And they're missing out.
Potentially missing out on a major concentration of compounds that could benefit health in ways the flesh doesn't quite match.
Don't tell me. You mean the pit, the hard stone in the middle.
Exactly that. The hard pit you carefully carve around and toss. It apparently contains up to 70% of the entire avocado's antioxidant power.
70% in the pit.
That's the claim. So while you're savoring that creamy green part, you're discarding the most concentrated source of protective compounds in the whole fruit.
That's wild. Has anyone actually used the pit traditionally?
Oh, yes. It's not a totally new idea. There are notes about traditional uses in places like Mexico, Guatemala, other parts of Latin America. People there have ground up avocado seeds for generations.
For what?
As natural remedies. For digestive issues, sometimes infections, general inflammation. It's been part of traditional wellness practices for a long time.
70% of the antioxidants. That's just mind-boggling. What kind of compounds are packed in there?
It's described as incredibly diverse and quite different from the flesh. Phenolic compounds are dominant.
Okay, phenolics, antioxidants.
Right, a major class of antioxidants known for significant anti-inflammatory effects. But they seem to work through different biological pathways than the fats in the flesh. So maybe the flesh fats calm general inflammation, while these pit compounds target more specific chronic inflammatory processes.
Interesting distinction. What else?
You also find flavonoids, another group of powerful antioxidants. They add another layer of protection, supporting the cardiovascular system, helping the body fight oxidative stress.
And you mentioned unique compounds too.
Yes, unique seed-specific antioxidants. Things apparently not found elsewhere in the avocado. These have antimicrobial properties that researchers are just starting to really explore.
Antimicrobial.
Yes.
Like fighting bacteria, fungi.
Exactly. Studies mentioned suggest they can fight certain harmful bacteria and fungi naturally, which makes sense given the traditional uses for mild infections. And their anti-inflammatory effects might go beyond just germs, potentially calming internal inflammation tied to things like joint pain or digestive troubles, maybe even skin issues.
So the pit specifically supports the gut as well. How does that work?
It does. Like the flesh, it has fiber that helps with regularity, but also feeds those beneficial gut bacteria we talked about.
Right, the gut microbiome.
And since a huge chunk of your immune system, maybe 70%, is based in your gut, supporting those good bacteria is foundational for stronger immunity. Plus, those antimicrobial compounds we just mentioned, they might help keep a healthy balance, stopping harmful microbes from overgrowing.
Okay, the potential is definitely compelling. But practically speaking, how do you even use a hard pit? What's the preparation process?
It's described as pretty straightforward, actually, though it takes a few steps. First, you need to get that thin, brown outer skin off the seed. A knife usually works.
Okay, peel it. Then what?
Then, carefully cut the hard seed into smaller pieces. The key is then to dry them completely. You can leave them in direct sunlight for several days, or speed it up using a low-temperature oven, just until all the moisture is gone. They need to be brittle.
Got it. Dried pieces.
Once they're totally dry, you grind them into a fine powder. A coffee grinder, maybe one you dedicate just for this, or a really high-powered blender is usually needed.
And then you have this pit powder.
Right. Store it in an airtight container. It's said to last for months that way.
Okay, so I have this powder. Now what? How do people actually use it?
Several ways. You can add it to smoothies, stir it into soups. Some people even mix a bit into coffee.
What's the taste like?
It's described as slightly bitter, maybe a little earthy. So starting small is usually recommended, like half a teaspoon a day to get used to it, and because it's concentrated.
Makes sense. Are there other traditional ways?
Boiling the powder in water to make a tea is mentioned. That's thought to concentrate the antioxidants even more. Another traditional blend combines the powder with turmeric and black pepper.
Ah, the classic anti-inflammatory combo.
Exactly. Used traditionally for things like joint pain or just general immune support.
And wasn't there an external use mentioned too? For skin?
Yes, as a natural exfoliant. You can mix the powder with a little vegetable oil like olive or coconut oil to make a paste.
And just scrub gently.
Right. It removes dead skin cells and theoretically delivers some of those antioxidants topically. Apparently, this is still practiced in some rural communities in Mexico and Central America.
It really does feel like finding hidden treasure in something we just throw away. But powerful compounds often come with caveats, don't they? And you mentioned a dark side to avocados that most people don't hear about.
Precisely. It's important to remember that even the healthiest foods can have downsides or become problematic if we don't understand the full picture. The benefits get a lot of attention, but there are several significant issues often overlooked. Things affecting health, cost, convenience, even the environment.
Okay, let's get into that. What are some of these less discussed problems?
Well, a big one, maybe the most surprising for some, is just the calorie reality. A single medium avocado can pack anywhere from 250 to 300 calories.
That's quite a bit.
It is, and it's incredibly easy to eat a whole one, right? Thinking it's just a light, healthy add-on. But that amount is calorically like a substantial snack, or even a small meal in itself.
So adding it on top of other things can really push up your daily intake without you realizing.
Exactly. It can be a hidden obstacle if you're trying to manage your weight. The calorie density adds up fast.
What else? I think you mentioned something about pets.
Yes, person toxicity. This is really important for pet owners. Person is a fungicidal compound found naturally in avocado skins, the pits, and the leaves.
And it's bad for animals.
It's toxic to several common pets, dogs, cats, birds especially. If they eat parts of the plant with enough person, it can cause vomiting, diarrhea, breathing difficulties, and in serious cases, even heart problems.
So keeping pits and skins away from pets is crucial.
Absolutely. Even small amounts can potentially cause issues. Many owners just aren't aware of this risk.
Okay, critical info. Are there human health reactions we should know about beyond just general digestion?
Yes, oral allergy syndrome, or OAS. For some people, eating avocados triggers itching, swelling, or tingling feeling in their mouth, lips, or throat, almost immediately.
Allergy.
It's often linked to latex allergies. It's called cross-reactivity. People allergic to latex rubber often react similarly to certain plant-based foods, and avocado is one of them, along with bananas, kiwis.
So it can range from just annoying to more serious.
It can, yeah. From mild discomfort to a more pronounced allergic response. Something to be aware of if you have latex sensitivities.
Right. What about the bigger picture, environmental impact?
That's a growing concern. Avocado farming is very water intensive. Some estimates suggest it can take over 70 gallons of water to grow just one avocado.
70 gallons for one fruit.
It's a lot. And in places already struggling with drought, like parts of California or Peru, this puts huge strain on local water resources and ecosystems.
And then there's getting them to us.
Exactly. The carbon footprint gets bigger when you add in long-distance transport, refrigeration during shipping, emissions from global trade. It all contributes.
That definitely puts the price tag in a different light.
It does. And on that note, there's the cost per nutrient aspect. Avocados can be quite expensive compared to other really healthy foods.
Like what?
Leafy greens, beans, lentils, other seasonal fruits. These often deliver similar, sometimes even better, nutritional bang for your buck. So the cost can be a real barrier for some and raises the question of whether avocados are always the most efficient health investment.
You touched on digestion earlier. Are there specific issues there?
Yes, FODPs. Avocados contain moderate amounts of these fermentable carbohydrates.
And those can be tough for some people.
For people with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, or just general gut sensitivities, FODMEs can trigger symptoms like bloating, gas, abdominal discomfort. Even for people without a diagnosis, eating too much avocado might worsen those kinds of symptoms.
Okay, and one more really critical point. Medication interactions.
This is vital. Avocados are quite high in vitamin K.
Which is involved in blood clotting.
Right. So this can interfere with blood-thinning medications, specifically anticoagulants like warfarin. Eating large or inconsistent amounts of high vitamin K foods can potentially reduce the drug's effectiveness.
Increasing clot risk.
That's the concern. It's stressed that patients on these medications absolutely need to talk to their doctor about safe avocado consumption levels. It requires medical guidance.
So pulling all these downsides together, the calories, pet risks, allergies, environmental impact, cost, digestion, meds, storage, who really needs to be most careful here, especially thinking about that potent pit powder too?
Based on all this, the groups who should be particularly cautious or maybe limit or avoid avocados until they talk to a professional are people on blood thinners like warfarin,
Okay.
people with known latex allergies or a history of OAS. Pet owners need to be vigilant about keeping plants, pits, and skins away from animals.
Got it.
And individuals with significant digestive sensitivities like IBS might need to limit their intake. And anyone thinking about using the concentrated pit powder should be really mindful of its potency. Start extremely small, maybe even seek guidance first.
Okay. We've covered the amazing benefits, the surprising power in the pit, and now these significant, often hidden drawbacks. It's complex. So how do we navigate this? How do you get the good stuff while avoiding the pitfalls? What's the smart approach?
The main theme that comes through is a mindful, balanced approach, tailored to you. It's about integrating avocados intelligently, not just piling them on because they have a health halo.
And given the calories, portion size must be numero uno.
Absolutely fundamental. The guidance suggests matching your portion to your activity level and health goals. For many, maybe just 1/3 of a medium avocado that's around 80 calories delivers plenty of benefits without breaking the calorie bank.
And if you're more active,
Maybe half an avocado could work. But if weight management is a focus, sticking to smaller portions or eating them less often might be smarter. A good tip is to track how you feel energy, hunger to find your optimal amount.
what about tackling that ripening nightmare? Any practical tips?
Yes. To avoid waste, the advice is keep unripe ones at room temperature. Check daily. Once they yield just slightly to gentle pressure, pop them straight into the fridge.
And that stops them.
It dramatically slows down further ripening, extends their usable life by days, and if you need one sooner, put the hard avocado in a paper bag with a banana or an apple overnight.
The ethylene gas trick.
Exactly. It speeds things up naturally. Just remember, never refrigerate an unripe avocado. The cold can mess up the ripening process permanently.
Good tip. And how do we best leverage that nutrient absorption boost?
Pair avocados with meals that already contain those fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, K.
So add slices to salads with greens and carrots. Have it with famine.
Perfect examples. You're helping your body extract significantly more nutrition, remember, 3 to 5 times more for some nutrients from the other healthy foods on your plate. Make the avocado work harder for you.
It sounds like variety is key too. Not making avocados your only source of healthy fat.
Definitely. A balanced approach means using avocados as one great component in a diverse diet. Rotate them with other healthy fats.
Like olive oil, nuts, seeds.
Exactly. Fatty fish, too. This ensures you get a wider range of fatty acids and other micronutrients that no single food can provide alone. Avoid overdependence.
And for people worried about the environmental or cost aspects.
Choosing sustainably sourced when possible is one suggestion. Looking for local or seasonal options helps too. Peak season is often late winter through early fall, depending where you are. Supporting farms using water-wise methods or fair labor helps. And seasonal awareness usually means better quality and price.
What if someone simply can't eat avocados? Allergies, meds. What are good alternatives for similar benefits?
While nothing's identical, you can get similar types of benefits elsewhere. Olive oil provides great monounsaturated fats for heart health.
Okay.
Nuts and seeds offer healthy fats plus protein, fiber, minerals. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines give you those crucial omega-3s for brain health and inflammation.
So there are options. Any last tips on budget or avoiding waste?
Buying in bulk when prices dip and using those storage tricks is key. Another great tip is freezing ripe avocado.
You can freeze it.
Yep. Mash it or cube it, put it in ice cube trays, then store the frozen portions in a bag. Perfect for smoothies or even some cooking applications later. It saves anything that gets ripe too fast. And planning meals around when they're in season helps with cost and quality too.
And finally, how do you know if maybe you're overdoing it? What are the signs?
Listen to your body. Watch for warning signs like unexpected weight gain you can't explain. Persistent digestive issues, bloating, gas, discomfort after eating them, or maybe skin reactions. If you notice these things consistently, it might be a signal to cut back on the portion size or how often you eat them. And again, if you're on blood thinners, that requires ongoing monitoring and doctor consultation, period.
So this whole journey, this deep dive, really comes down to self-awareness and making smart adjustments based on you.
Exactly. The action plan is basically assess your current habits honestly. How much are you really eating? Then track how your body responds, energy, digestion, skin, and adjust accordingly. If you find you're sensitive, start small, maybe increase gradually if you tolerate it well.
This has been really illuminating. It's so much more complex than just slapping a superfood label on it. The real secret seems to be about balance, awareness, approaching any food thoughtfully, not just following trends. You really do have a more complete picture now.
And that's the goal, right? Empowerment. Making informed choices based on your individual needs, your health, your circumstances. Pay attention to how your body responds. True health often comes from understanding both the amazing potential and the real limitations of the foods we choose and finding that personal balance.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. As you think about everything we've explored today, here's a final thought. Considering the surprising value found in the avocado pit, something most of us just throw away, what other things in our lives, objects, ideas, maybe even moments, might we be dismissing as waste or unimportant that could actually hold untapped potential if we just took a closer look? Something to ponder. We'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.